Imagine this for a moment, the name you've heard since the day you were born, the name you respond to without thinking, might not be just a name. It might be a code, a pattern, a vibration quietly shaping your life. It could be attracting certain experiences, pushing others away, and possibly holding the frequency of wealth and abundance you've been trying to unlock for years. And the surprising part is that most people never notice it. But one man did, and his life's work still shakes the world of consciousness research today. His name was Jacobo Grinberg, and what he discovered about the hidden structure of reality may change the way you see your identity and the power behind your name. So let me ask you something simple, but a little unsettling. What if your name isn't random? What if it's a map, a key, a vibrational signature capable of tuning your mind into the frequency of abundance? Stay with me, because by the end of this video you won't just understand this idea, you'll know how to use it. Jacobo Grinberg wasn't a typical scientist. He didn't chase fame or trends. He dedicated his life to one question: what creates reality? And the deeper he went, the stranger his findings became. He documented psychic phenomena. He studied shamans who claimed to bend the physical world. He proposed that our brain doesn't simply observe reality, it creates it by interacting with a universal informational field. Most people never hear this next part. Grinberg believed that every thought, every emotion, every intention, even the sound of your own name, alters the way your brain interacts with that field. Think about that. Your name, the one you think, say, write, and identify with, may be shaping your neural pattern, and your neural pattern may be shaping your life. That's where the hidden code comes in. In this video, you're going to learn how Grinberg's Syntergic Theory explains the link between your mind and the field of abundance. You'll discover how your name creates a vibrational imprint inside your consciousness. You'll learn how that imprint can attract or block wealth without you realizing it. And you'll see exactly how to activate the abundance code using a simple technique inspired by Grinberg's research. Most people try to change their outer world, money, opportunities, luck, without ever touching the root, the field their mind is generating. But you're different. You're curious, you're open, and you're ready to go deeper than surface-level advice. When you understand the hidden code inside your name, you'll feel something shift your energy, your inner state, your choices, and eventually, the reality around you. Grinberg believed nothing in your life is random. Not your relationships, not your experiences, and definitely not your name. So if you're ready to uncover the meaning, the vibration, and the abundance frequency hidden inside your very identity, you're exactly where you need to be. Stay till the end, because the technique we'll share might be the moment everything clicks. Welcome to Awakened Synchronicity, where we explore consciousness, transformation, and the mysteries behind the world you think you know. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe. You're about to step into a deeper level of understanding, and trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Before we talk about the hidden code inside your name, we need to talk about the man whose work opened the door to this idea. A man whose life reads like a mix of science, mystery, and something far beyond ordinary research. His name was Jacobo Grinberg, and if you've never heard of him, that's exactly why this part of the story is so important. Jacobo Grinberg was a Mexican neurophysiologist and psychologist, born in Mexico City in 1946. From a young age, he was different, curious, intense, almost painfully observant. When he was still a child, his mother passed away, and that loss pushed him into deep questions about life, consciousness, and what reality actually is. While other kids were playing outside, he was reading books on the mind, spirituality, and human perception. He wasn't satisfied with simple answers. He wanted to understand the invisible mechanisms behind existence. As he grew older, his fascination with the mind only intensified. He studied psychology at the National Autonomous University of Mexico, where he became known not just as a student, but as a thinker who asked unusual questions. While most researchers wanted to understand behavior, Jacobo wanted to understand consciousness itself. What is awareness? Where does perception come from? How does the brain create what we call reality? His curiosity pushed him toward neurophysiology, the study of how the brain works on an electrical and energetic level. But he wasn't interested in just neurons firing. He believed something deeper was happening behind our everyday experience, something hidden, something most scientists ignored. Throughout his career, he published more than 50 books and founded the Institute for the Study of Consciousness in Mexico. This wasn't a place for ordinary psychology. It was a lab where meditation, energy, neuroscience, shamanism, and physics blended together. Jacobo wanted to measure the unmeasurable. He wanted to study the bridge between the mind and the universe. One of the most fascinating parts of his journey was his work with Mexican shamans, especially the healer known as Pachita. According to his research, Pachita performed surgeries using only a knife, and her hands opening bodies, removing tissue, and healing wounds instantly. Grinberg didn't approach these claims as a believer or a skeptic. He approached them as a scientist. He recorded brain waves, documented sessions, and analyzed what he saw. What he found pushed him further toward a new idea. Reality might be far more flexible than we think. And then he disappeared, completely. In 1994, just days before he was scheduled to travel to the United States for a major research collaboration, Jacobo Grinberg vanished without a trace. No struggle, no note, no explanation. His home was left perfectly normal, except for one strange thing. His research notes were missing. To this day, his disappearance remains one of the greatest mysteries in the world of consciousness studies. Some believe he was silenced. Some believe he went into hiding. Others believe he continued his work somewhere far away from public eyes. And a few even believe he discovered something so powerful, so groundbreaking, that leaving was his only option. But before he disappeared, he left behind the foundation of what would become his most influential idea, Syntergic Theory. According to Jacobo Grinberg, reality is not something outside of us. It's not a fixed, solid world that we simply observe. Instead, he proposed that all of existence is made of a giant informational field, something like a cosmic lattice, filled with infinite data. Your brain, he believed, isn't just interpreting this field, it's shaping it, it's interacting with it, it's selecting specific patterns from it to create your personal experience of the world. In simpler terms, Grinberg suggested that reality isn't happening to you. Reality is happening with you. Your perception, your thoughts, your emotional patterns, they don't just color your experience, they help generate it. This idea placed consciousness at the center of reality creation. And once you see the world through that lens, everything begins to shift. Suddenly, your inner world isn't private, it's powerful, it's creative, it's connected to something much larger than your physical brain. Jacobo believed the brain acts like a transformer, taking the raw energy of this universal information field and turning it into the images, sounds, sensations, and meanings that make up your life. This means reality is a co-creation between your consciousness and the field around you. And if that field responds to your internal state, then things like intention, emotion, belief, even the vibration of your own name start to matter more than you ever imagined. Understanding Jacobo Grinberg's background, his work, and the mystery surrounding him gives us the foundation we need before we explore how something as simple as your name could interact with this field. Because if reality is shaped by consciousness, and consciousness responds to vibration, then your name might not be random at all. It might be a code written into the energy you carry. Before we explore the hidden code in your name, we need to step directly into the heart of Jacobo Grinberg's most important work, his Syntergic Theory. The idea that reality isn't a fixed, solid world outside of us, but a living matrix of energy and information that we shape moment by moment. Grinberg believed this matrix wasn't abstract or symbolic. He described it as a real structure, something he called a lattice, not a physical net, but a hyper-complex informational field woven through everything that exists. Imagine an invisible grid made of pure data, vibrating with countless possibilities. Every thought, every perception, every experience is drawn from this field, like selecting one strand out of millions. And according to Grinberg, this lattice is the true source of what we call reality. But here's where things get interesting. He didn't see the brain as a passive receiver, like a camera or a microphone. He believed the brain interacted with this lattice in a much more active way. Instead of simply observing reality, the brain collapsed certain patterns within the lattice and turned them into experience. In everyday terms, your brain is not watching reality. Your brain is choosing it, not consciously, but through energetic interaction. You're constantly shaping what you see, what you feel, and what becomes possible in your life. This means reality isn't something that happens to you. It's something you co-create with the field around you. Your thoughts, emotions, focus, and intention aren't just internal states, they are energetic instructions. They tell the lattice what patterns to stabilize, what possibilities to collapse, what version of reality should unfold in front of you. To understand this even more clearly, we need to break down another key idea from Grinberg's research, the neural field. He used this term to describe the energetic field generated by the brain, a field produced by electrical activity, emotional states, and conscious awareness. Every brain has a neural field, and this field is constantly interacting with the informational lattice. Think of it like two frequencies meeting. One frequency is you, your thoughts, beliefs, and emotional vibrations. The other frequency is the universal field, filled with infinite possibilities. Where they overlap, reality forms. According to Grinberg, the stronger, more coherent, and more intentional your neural field becomes, the more influence it has on the lattice. This idea wasn't metaphorical for him. He spent years studying it. One of the most dramatic examples comes from his research with the famous Mexican shaman Pachita. Grinberg observed her performing surgeries with no medical instruments and no anesthesia, yet leaving behind clean, closed wounds. He wasn't looking for magic, he was looking for measurable changes in consciousness. What he concluded was shocking. Pachita's neural field seemed to enter a state of extraordinary coherence, allowing her to influence the patterns of the lattice so intensely that physical matter responded. For Grinberg, this wasn't superstition, it was an extreme case of neural field mastery. And it suggested something even more profound. If the brain's energy can shape reality, then everything connected to our identity and perception also plays a role. This brings us to a concept people rarely think about, your name. A name, in the simplest sense, is a word. But energetically, it's a pattern, a vibration, a frequency that you've been repeating, hearing, writing, and emotionally responding to your entire life. Every time someone calls you by your name, that vibration echoes in your mind. Every time you think about yourself, your name is the anchor for that identity. Every time you introduce yourself, you're sending a signal into the field. This is me. The letters, the sounds, the rhythm of your name create a unique vibrational signature inside your neural field. Now imagine that this vibrational signature interacts with the informational lattice, just like any other energy pattern. Grinberg's theory suggests that even something as subtle as the sound vibration of your name could influence the way your consciousness connects with the field. Your name becomes more than a label. It becomes a frequency input, a tuning fork for your identity, a consistent pattern that shapes the relationship between your neural field and the lattice. If your consciousness interacts with the universal field and your name influences your consciousness, then your name becomes a factor in how you shape reality. This doesn't mean names are magical spells. It means your name is part of your energetic blueprint, a pattern that helps organize your perception, your emotional resonance, and your sense of self. And all of that feeds directly into the field that responds to you. This is where the idea of the hidden abundance code in your name begins to make sense through Grinberg's lens. Every vibrational pattern carries certain potentials. When your name is spoken, thought, or felt, it activates a specific energy in your neural field. That energy may align with particular possibilities in the informational lattice, including possibilities connected to wealth, opportunity, and abundance. Think of your name like a frequency key that opens certain doors in the field, not because of superstition, but because of energetic resonance. When your name vibrates with confidence, self-worth, and a strong identity, your neural field becomes more coherent, and a coherent neural field interacts more powerfully with the lattice. This is when life starts reflecting opportunities, synchronicities, unexpected support, and clearer paths toward abundance. According to Grinberg, abundance is not something out there. It's a pattern in the field, a potential waiting to be collapsed into your lived reality. Your name, when spoken with intention, pride, gratitude, or strength, can tune your consciousness into that pattern. It's like adjusting a radio. You're not creating the abundance frequency, you're matching it, and once you match it, you start experiencing it. This isn't about chanting your name like a spell. It's not about forcing wealth to appear. It's about subtle energetic programming, using a vibration you've carried your whole life to align your consciousness with the possibilities you want to bring into form. When your name becomes a conscious code instead of a random label, everything shifts. You stop collapsing patterns of scarcity. You start collapsing patterns of growth, opportunity, and abundance. And all of this works through the exact mechanism Jacobo Grinberg spent his life trying to explain: the interaction between your neural field and the universal informational lattice. Your name is one of the quietest, yet most constant signals shaping that interaction. And when used intentionally, it becomes a powerful tool for shaping your reality. Before we dive into the practical ways your thoughts and emotions can shape reality, it's important to understand how deeply Grinberg connected consciousness with our daily mental patterns. According to his Syntergic Theory, the brain is not merely a receiver of the world around us, it actively participates in shaping it. Every thought you have, every word you repeat to yourself, and every emotion you feel sends ripples into your neural field. This neural field, an energetic map generated by your brain, interacts with the informational lattice that underlies reality itself. When your inner narrative aligns with abundance, when the stories you tell yourself are infused with confidence, worthiness, and positivity, the signal you emit grows stronger. This signal does not just stay within you, it radiates outward, influencing the lattice and subtly shaping the potentialities you encounter in your life. One of the most practical ways to harness this power is through conscious interaction with your name. Your name is not just a label assigned at birth, it is a vibrational pattern that resonates with specific frequencies in the lattice. By focusing on your name, repeating it silently or aloud, and infusing it with positive intention, you are sending a coherent signal into your neural field. Meditating on your name, visualizing it glowing with light, or feeling its vibration deep within your being can strengthen this interaction. You can take this further by creating affirmations that incorporate your name, such as "I, your name, deserve abundance," or "Your name resonates with prosperity." These are not arbitrary phrases. They are tools for tuning your consciousness to the energetic structure of abundance, aligning your inner state with the potentialities waiting in the informational lattice. Journaling is another powerful method. Writing your name repeatedly while observing how it feels in different emotional states, calm, excited, grateful, allows you to notice subtle shifts in energy. Over time, this practice creates coherence in your neural field. Silent repetition of your name alongside abundance-focused affirmations, particularly before sleep, can subtly reprogram your subconscious. During rest, your neural field is more receptive, making this a fertile time to reinforce signals of wealth, confidence, and opportunity. It is a process of gradual calibration, where consistent attention strengthens the connection between your consciousness and the lattice. The reason this works lies in the intricate interplay between the brain and the informational matrix described by Grinberg. He emphasized that reality is not a fixed stage, but a co-created experience shaped by the coherence and focus of our neural field. When brain activity is synchronized, particularly between hemispheres, the neural field can tune the lattice more effectively. In practical terms, when your neural field is coherent and your intention is focused, your ability to influence the unfolding of reality increases. Using your name as an anchor in this process provides a tangible focus for your attention, consolidating the signal you send into the lattice. It is essential, however, to recognize potential pitfalls. This is not about waving a magic wand or expecting instant wealth. Repeating your name with affirmations will not override underlying fear, scarcity thinking, or misalignment. If your inner state is inconsistent, the signal sent into the lattice will be mixed, and outcomes may not match expectations. Grinberg's theories, while compelling and grounded in his extensive research into consciousness, remain speculative and experimental. They offer a framework for exploring the energetic dimensions of experience, but are not universally validated by mainstream science. Awareness of this helps maintain a balanced approach, combining curiosity and practice with patience and discernment. Real-life examples, both documented and hypothetical, help illustrate this principle. Consider someone who practices the name vibration technique daily, integrating it with mindful attention to thought and emotion. Over weeks or months, they may begin to notice increased opportunities, unexpected financial gains, or synchronicities that open new pathways. This mirrors Grinberg's work with the shaman Parshiti, who reportedly influenced reality by sustaining a highly coherent neural field. While her abilities may seem extraordinary, they demonstrate the potential power of focused consciousness in shaping experience. Across many spiritual traditions, the use of mantras or sacred names operates on the same principle, vibrational resonance, shaping perception and reality. Grinberg provides a modern lens to understand these practices, bridging the gap between metaphysical wisdom and a neurological model of consciousness. For viewers ready to engage with this approach, a 21-day experiment can be transformative. Each day, spend time meditating on your name, repeating affirmations, and observing the subtle shifts in your mood, opportunities, and financial flow. Keep a journal or record voice notes to track patterns and changes. Notice how consistent attention to your name's vibrational frequency affects the quality of experiences you attract. The experiment is as much about training your consciousness as it is about manifesting external outcomes, creating a feedback loop where inner alignment generates meaningful changes in outer reality. By practicing this method, you engage directly with the principles Grinberg outlined: the neural field as an active participant in reality, the lattice as a responsive informational matrix, and your own consciousness as the tuning mechanism. Each repetition, each meditation, and each affirmation reinforces the alignment between your inner state and the potentials embedded in the lattice. Even small, subtle shifts in perception, expectation, or emotional coherence ripple outward, gradually opening new possibilities. Over time, the disciplined use of your name as a vibrational anchor can create a measurable effect, not through magic, but through the structured, deliberate engagement of mind, energy, and intention. Jacobo Grinberg. As we reach the end of this exploration, it's important to remember the central idea: your name may hold more power than you ever realized. It is not just a label, a word used to identify you, but a vibrational code, a hidden energetic key that can align your consciousness with the flow of abundance. According to Jacobo Grinberg's groundbreaking research and teachings, reality is not a fixed stage where we passively watch life unfold. Instead, it is an interactive, responsive field of information, a lattice that responds to the coherence and focus of your neural field. In this view, you are not simply experiencing the world, you are actively participating in creating it. Every thought, every emotion, every word you speak, and even the subtle vibrations of your name contribute to how your reality takes shape. Grinberg Syntergic Theory reminds us that the brain does not merely record reality, it collapses infinite possibilities into the experiences we perceive. This means that the way you engage with your own consciousness matters immensely. Your name, when treated as a frequency anchor, can become a bridge between your internal state and the infinite potentials embedded in the informational lattice. By meditating on your name, repeating it with intention or pairing it with affirmations, you create coherence in your neural field. This coherence amplifies the signal your consciousness sends into the lattice, helping you align with abundance, opportunity, and meaningful synchronicities in your life. Imagine what could happen if you consistently treated your name as this kind of energetic tool. Small shifts in focus, intention, and emotional alignment could ripple outward, gradually reshaping your experiences. Opportunities that once seemed random may start to appear more frequently. Moments of clarity, inspiration, or unexpected financial flow could arise as a result of your consistent internal alignment. The power lies not in wishful thinking or magical shortcuts, but in disciplined attention to your thoughts, emotions, and vibrational patterns. When you use your name as an anchor, you are literally programming your neural field to resonate with the potentialities of abundance that surround you. This is why the practices we discussed, meditating on your name, visualizing it glowing with light, repeating affirmations like "I name, claim the vibration of abundance," and journaling your experiences are more than just exercises. They are practical applications of Grinberg's theory, ways to consciously interact with the underlying field of reality. They provide a tangible method to influence your own life, helping you move from being a passive observer to an active co-creator. Even subtle changes in your internal alignment can have a profound impact on the way the world responds to you. So, take a moment to reflect. What could change in your life if you began treating your name as more than just a word? What could happen if you consciously tuned your consciousness and neural field to the vibrations of abundance each day? By committing to this practice, you open the door to new opportunities, enhanced clarity, and a deeper connection to the energetic structure of reality itself. Remember, your name is your personal key to this field, a unique code that can help unlock wealth, abundance, and a greater sense of possibility in your life. Begin today with intention, focus, and consistency. Repeat your name with purpose, affirm your worthiness, and watch as your neural field and the informational lattice begin to respond. If you found this video helpful, inspiring, or thought-provoking, don't forget to like it, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel, Awaken Synchronicity, for more insights into Jacobo Grinberg's teachings and practical consciousness practices. Start claiming your power today and affirm with me, I, your name, claim the vibration of abundance. Let this be your daily reminder that you are not just living in reality, you are shaping it. Jacobo Grinberg